Hey, how
Hey,
are you?
good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for joining me.
Yep, absolutely.
So I want to know first a little bit about how this fight came about because I know there was a little bit of changes, at least on our end. I'm curious, like, how far into the fight being booked did you know it was going to be for the Grand Prix and all those details?
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, I got a call from my manager, Jason, let me know that I was going to be fighting Jornal Lugo in Hawaii. And at that point, it wasn't going to be in the tournament, but I was already so fucking pumped to just be able to get a fight booked just because it's been so hard. And then, of course, it's in Hawaii. So, what better place to fight than Hawaii? And then, about a couple of days after that, he called me and he said, you know what, this is going to be in the tournament is for the wild card position spot in that tournament, and I've just been fucking pumped ever since, ready to go right now.
Have you been to Hawaii yet? Is this going to be your first trip?
No, yeah, I've never been there, but I got a bunch of friends that have been there, and they just say that I'm gonna absolutely love it.
Are you excited to kind of have some days after the fight to enjoy it? Are you going to be able to stay at all, or do you have to fly home?
No, I'm gonna fly right back. You know what, as good of a place Hawaii is, and how awesome it'd be. There's nothing like partying and being with friends and family. So I'm gonna come right back the day after and just have some fun with some friends.
And I know we just heard, I think yesterday, that Josh Hill is out of the Grand Prix now. It seems like there's a lot of people kind of coming and going in that Grand Prix. Has that changed this fight at all for you? Is there a different outcome, or is it still the same?
No, nothing really changes. I didn't actually know that until I was getting interviewed by somebody else. I'm not really even sure why he pulled out. I kind of had a feeling that some of the lower level guys in this tournament were going to pull out. You know, guys like James Gallagher, guys like Josh Hill. I think they realized that their skill just isn't there with the top dogs in the division. But yeah, I don't know his reasoning, and it's kind of like chaotic. It kind of sucks because these tournaments are awesome. They're great for everybody. It's kind of like mimicking other sports. In all other sports they have a playoff just like this format. But it kind of sucks when guys pull out all the time. It kind of ruins it. So I hate that people are pulling out of this tournament left and right. I know it's good for me because it got me an opportunity, but going forward, I hope that doesn't happen too much just because it's just so chaotic. And I hope Bellator doesn't say, you know what, fuck this, these guys are pulling out. Let's just not do a tournament next time. I love these. I think each division should have them. It's exciting for the fighters, exciting for the fans. It's good for everybody. It also gives nobody any doubt who their true champion is. In some of these instances, these guys can get title shots who maybe deserve it, maybe they don't, but it gives everybody a spot to say on Twitter, oh my God, I deserved it, but I didn't get it. The good thing with this format is if you win, you continue and you go on, you lose and you're going home. There's no doubt who should get that title shot, who's going to be the champion. We're all just fighting for it. And that's what I love about it is I have my opportunity, I have my spot, and I'm going to make the most of it and win this tournament.
And I know it's a little different because when you have a fight, you don't generally know when your next one is going to be until that one's over. But you do know, if you get through Jornell, you have your fight and you have your date. Does that change anything for you? Or does it feel different knowing kind of you have a goal in mind?
Yeah, so after I beat Jornal Lugo April 22nd, I will have Higo in Connecticut June 24th. But right now, I'm not just thinking about that at all. You kind of got to have a level head. You got to stay focused on your first fight. I do understand it's going to take a miracle for Jornal Lugo to beat me. But with that being said, this is a crazy game. Crazier things have happened. Miracles do happen. So I just got to be focused on him. He doesn't really have too many skills that can pose a threat to me, but at the same time, you just never know. If your hands are out of place for a split second, you could say goodnight, and that's the end of the fight. I don't see that happening with Jornel Lugo, but it's hard not to look ahead because it's another great matchup with Higo. I think that's another guy that I absolutely smash. I think I got some good fights that are going to be coming up for me April 22nd and then June 24th. But first things first against Jornel Lugo. I gotta beat the shit out of this guy, and you know what? This one's gonna be fun. This isn't just get past Lugo, get to the next one, and then get past Higo and get to the next one. No, the thing is, I love fighting. I love being in that cage, and I love beating the shit out of people. My favorite thing to do is impose pain on people, inflict some violence on people. And this one specifically is exciting because I don't like Jornel Lugo. I'm very much looking forward to seeing him bleed and seeing him suffer. I want to strangle him. I want to see him in pain. And so I'm not really even thinking about Higo, just because not only should I not, but also because I'm just too excited to beat the shit out of Jornal Lugo.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to him a couple days ago. It seems like the feelings between you guys are mutual. Where did that start? Where did all this animosity come from?
Yeah, so he's also from South Florida, and so I've just seen him around on the regional scene. I've been calling him out for a while now, and he's just a guy that I don't think is very good. He's 8-0 and undefeated, so there is something to be said to that. Obviously, he's a gamer and he does show up, but just it just doesn't compare to my level of MMA. My skill set and my knowledge, everything about me is just so much better than him. And the good thing is I think I already got him. I think I already won this fight before it even started. You know, if you look at his past interviews and other fights, he doesn't talk trash. I got him already changing his ways and talking trash. And I think it's going to add a little bit of pressure to him. I think once he steps in that cage, the lights are going to be a little bit brighter and he's going to feel it. And I'm going to be at home. You know, I always talk trash. I'm going to be comfortable and he's going to be a little bit out of position. You know, this is foreign territory to him. He doesn't know how to talk trash and he never does it. So he's going to have to face those consequences. His feet are going to feel a little bit heavier and I'm just going to capitalize on it. You know, a lot of this game is physical, but most of it is mental. There is a thing to be said about mental warfare. And I think I already have this fight won.
Does it make it easier to fight a guy that you don't like?
You know, I don't like any of the guys I fight, to be perfectly honest with you. This one specifically, I've never really went in wanting to inflict so much violence on somebody. You know, I'm always going to give it my 100% all. I'm always going to take every opponent serious. I'm always going to train hard at the world's best gym, American Top Team. But I guess with this one specifically, how much I hate him, it's just going to make it more sweet. You know, it doesn't give me any more motivation or anything like that, just because I'm already a very motivated, energetic person. You know, I love to train. That's just the bottom line. But it's just going to make it more fun inflicting violence and making him suffer.
And I guess my last question for you is, do you have a prediction of how this fight's going to go, or are you one to kind of just keep that quiet?
Yeah, I'm going to finish him in either the second or third round. You know, this isn't a fight where I want to finish it very quick. I don't want the fans to be like, oh, he quickly just submitted him or just got lucky knocking him out. You know, I don't want Lugo to go back to Twitter or anything saying that I got lucky. The fact of the matter is I want to dominate him before I put him away. I want to make him remember the time he faces Danny Sabatello in the cage. You know, this is a one where I want to inflict violence and inflict pain on him. You know, my goal in this fight isn't to win the fight. The goal is to win and dominate him, you know, and for me to do that, I got to strangle him. I got to beat the shit out of him. I got to piece him up on the feet. I got to piece him up on the ground. I'm going to torture him. I'm going to put his body in a position where he can't fucking move it. And I'm just going to go to town on his face. So yeah, I don't want to get in there and just finish him off right away, have him take the easy way out. I want to make him suffer first. And then once the suffering is done, once he feels like he can't breathe, then I'll finish the deal in either the second or third round.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.